In order to create a bar chart, the first thing we need to do is to import our data set. So we have a number of options. For this task, our data set is a Microsoft Excel file. So we can just select Microsoft Excel and then we have it here. So we can select student data and click open. So once we open the data, it's here and we can see our columns. We have major, computer science, business, psychology, we have mode, full-time, part-time, and then we have country, Nigeria, USA, Japan, and a list of countries that the student is from. Right, so we want to create a simple bar chart, so we can come to sheet 1. Once on sheet 1, we can rename sheet 1 to reflect what the visual is. So we just call this simple bar, right? So this is a simple bar chart. Now to do that, what we want to represent on the simple bar chart could be any of these variables. We have country, major, and we have the study mode. So for this task, I would like to create a bar chart for major. I'm going to create a simple bar chart. So to do that, we just drag this, click it, drag it here, and we have the list of majors: art, biology, business, computer science, economics, and the rest. Right? So, but then we need to get the values that will be presented on our bar chart. And for us to do that, we drag major again to columns and then select this arrow here and switch it to count. Now we are interested in the count. You can see that it presents a bar chart for us. But we can go back to this and click table and then have it in table form just to see the values. So we can see that the frequency for art is 20, so 20 students are majoring in art, 24 are majoring in biology, 29 are majoring in business, and so on. Right, so to make this a bar chart, we just click this. If you hover on it, you see it's a recommended chart. Once you click, you have the bar chart. Now, if you look at this bar chart, it's displayed horizontally, but we will be interested in making it vertical. There are two ways of doing it. Now, the first way I will show us is to swap this axis. So the major will be in the column and the count will be in the row. Once you do that, you can see we have our bar chart. Alternative way is to click on this icon here, which swaps the rows. So once you click, it does the same operation. The bar chart will also be presented in that manner. Right, so we have our bar chart. Very simple and nice. Right, so let's extend this a little so that we can see the labels completely. Now, our bar chart is fine. It has the same color. But if you look at this panel here, there are some settings that we can make. For instance, there are no labels on the bar chart. So we may want to say art. Instead of course, we have the axis showing 20, but we may want to see 20 written on the chart. For us to do that, we simply drag this, press Control key, hold it on your keyboard, and then click this drag and drop on label. Right, so you can see, so our labels are now showing us the values that are supposed to be on the bar chart. Right, so this is good enough and we can present it. But if we want to, add some things to our visual, for instance, we can sort this bar chart. To sort the bar chart, we simply come here and select this. So if you click this, you're sorting it in ascending order. And if you click this, you're sorting in descending order. So these are the two possible sorts, which is fine. Now, additionally, we may want to differentiate each department with a color code. If you want each department to have a different color, we must drag this major and drop it on the color. So now it gives us every department with different color. And then under here, we can toggle show me. And then we have, you can see biology is the orange one, and the rest you can see different departments. This is sorted in alphabetical order, and this is sorted in order of magnitude, right? So, but typically having different colors on the bar may not really be what we'll be interested in, right? We're likely to be more interested in having the bar chart with the same color. So we can just take this back. But we can change our color. Let's say we have a brown color in mind. Instead of leaving the default color, we can just select the color and then choose any color we want. So we can choose any color. There are varieties. We can also click this more and then even select some custom color. There's a color palette here that can give us a particular shade of color that we want. And of course, we can just apply and say, okay, so we have our bar chart like this, right? If we're not interested in the color, we can just select this, which is the default, and we leave it. Now, another thing about the color is the saturation. We can add saturation. For instance, majors that have higher frequency, they will have a thicker or more saturated fill bar, right? The fill will be more saturated. The color will be deeper in intensity. If we want to do that, instead of picking major to color, we can actually hold on our control key and select count and drop it on color. So you can see that the taller bars have higher saturation than the lighter bars. And we can as well change the color. We can just go here, change the color, we can edit color and select type of saturation we want. So you can see different, a single color like orange, then if we click apply, you can see green rather, click apply, you can see it applies all across. So the darker ones are more saturated. And of course we can have this green to gold, which has, you know, a spectrum, right? Going, the smaller ones will be yellowish, golden, and then the higher ones will be dark green. So we can apply this and say, okay, and this is what we have, right? So for the axis, we can easily change it. For instance, I can come to count, select my axis, and then change it. So I can change the label. If you look at this label, it says count of major. I can decide to call it just frequency. See, right? And then this is how to create a simple bar chart. In the next session, we are going to see how to create a clustered bar chart.